Thank you so much. Hi, hello. I am BigScared. I'm a queer variety caster here on Twitch. I play a lot of scary games, and sometimes I go fast. Tonight, I'm going to be showing off one of my favorite runs that I've learned this past year, SIGNALIS. We're doing the memory ending, console glitchless on casual difficulty. I'm going to get us started up here in a few moments, and then once we get rolling, I'll have my commentary and say hello. So, without further ado, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. All right, so while we get started here, I am joined by two of my close and completely normal friends. Let's start with CeCe. You want to say hi?
Hello. I am normal about SIGNALIS.
And Soulmass?
Hi, I'm Soulmass218, or my friends here might call me Lux. I am also very normal about SIGNALIS.
Yes, and we're doing some completely normal things here. As you can tell, survival horror has a lot going on. We are solving puzzles, we are moving around, but very first we have to escape this space station / craft / home. It's complicated. We'll get into more about what's going on as we go. But we have our airlock key. We're gonna get some tape, and then we're gonna skedaddle.
While we're skedaddling, can I share something with you?
Yes, of course.
Speaking of your intro to the run, Space Cowboy donated $11.11 and says, Evie Squish with a heart.
Thank you so much. All right, we are out here. Now, SIGNALIS is a very special game. Folks who are familiar with my stream might understand that I am a bit of a connoisseur of horror cliches, okay? And in survival horror, there are a wide variety of cliches. Maybe you have a hospital scene. Maybe you have a jail scene. Maybe you have a very powerful scene with animals. SIGNALIS really leans into the trope of diving face first into the scenario. And by the scenario, I'm specifically talking about large holes in the ground. Welcome, this is my timeshare meeting. I can't wait to tell you about all these beautiful holes we have in this game. This is the first one.
I am so interested.
This is the first one. I like this one. It's got stairs in it. It's very, it's accessible. You don't have to dive. You can walk. You can slide down those steps. And inside of this hole, dare I say, another hole.
Another hole, everybody. 2 holes for 1.
Yes, another
Such
one.
value.
Now, SIGNALIS features numerous holes to explore, whether we're going to jump in, we're going to crawl in. Like this one, we might reach into a hole. Now, like Big said, they are a connoisseur of holes. And after playing so many horror games, I'd like to think CeCe and myself are also very experienced with holes. So with all of that said, I'm going to ask of you, chat, to please donate and tell us about your favorite holes in SIGNALIS and other horror games. Let us rate your holes.
Yes. I want to hear about which survival horror holes you most actively want to jump into. Tell me about them. Is it Silent Hill 2, the prison? Is it Silent Hill 4? Any of those, really. Is it one of the ones in this game? Tell me about it. You might notice a little bit of darkness on the screen. It's because we're playing the Switch port. Don't worry, everything is fine. At some point, the game will wake up and we will be free to move.
Hey, look, the game woke up. So right now we've returned to school. So, hey, this is our favorite anime school, right, CeCe?
Yeah. It's so familiar and cozy.
So cozy, in fact, that we know the combinations to all the locks.
We have a safe right here. Inside the safe is a key to our classroom. Luckily, it has the same password every time because they didn't change it. That's just what the default password is. And so every time I need to come here for this key, I can just enter in the code that everybody knows and we can just get out of here. because that is absolutely the safest way to store your key cards. Never mind this friend here. We got to keep going.
Yeah, we're actually not going to talk to almost
Walk
any
it off.
NPCs. Oh, look, a hole.
A hole. I really like this one.
Oh.
It is an exciting hole. It is dynamic. We will see it again later in the run. Keep your eyes out if you can recognize it.
Big, this place looks a lot different from where you just were. What's this?
You know, this is the mining colony. Don't worry about it. We do have to get a key out of this elevator. I'm curious, real quick, if there are any holes that folks are telling us about, Babs.
You know, people have not yet told us about their holes. I would love to hear more about their holes, and I'm especially excited to read them in a completely normal voice. I want to tell you about their holes. However, we do have other donations coming in. We got $32 from username equals pants, who says, donating this extremely inconspicuous number to get us closer to the even more inconspicuous number we need for the SIGNALIS cosplay. Speaking of which, we only need $36 to hit that cosplay incentive. So chat, get on it. Tell me about your holes. I want to hear about them.
There was something conspicuous about the amount for the cosplay. I was unaware.
Gosh, yeah, no, I have no idea. If only chat would tell me in their donations.
I feel like it was a very normal number.
Totally normal number. Fun fact about this puzzle, the lockpicking puzzle is completely RNG every single time. You can eyeball it and guesstimate the position, but that was a really rough one. The pins looked closer than they actually were, and we are through it regardless. We're schmoving.
Now I see the chat is trying to talk about triangles right now. We're trying to focus on holes. You are allowed to talk about hexagons because you're going to see a lot of hexagons in this game. So we will allow hexagons, but there will be no triangles.
Yeah, Le Triangle, we don't know
hexagons.
her. It's all about the hexagon.
If you take 6 triangles and put them all together, you get a hexagon.
Oh, that sounds like math.
That sounds like lore.
It's more like pizza.
Delicious.
We're in my
Yeah,
SIGNALIS?
Babs, are you going to go make a lore video about SIGNALIS now? Because I'll watch it.
Absolutely, I will. I will talk about all of the SIGNALIS holes.
Incredible. Incredible.
Oh, here's a tall lady. Chat, if you like tall ladies, give me a 1 in chat.
Yeah,
We're gonna see a lot of tall ladies.
there are so many in this game. I mentioned survival horror cliches. Here is my number 2 favorite. Weird thing in a toilet. It's completely normal. Don't ask questions. Luckily, that particular weird thing is half of a key that is absolutely required, so we can't skip that. The other half is hanging out in the shower. Again, don't ask questions. I don't know why those are there, but we are here. And that's really all that matters.
I see a lot of 1s in chat. I'm glad that we were around very distinct company. Thank you.
It'll be a handful of enjoyers, yeah.
I sense an audience of taste.
Speaking of 1s, do we have a second for a quick donation?
Go for it.
Absolutely. Hit me with it.
Yeah, I have a $11.11 donation from Rose at 1111, if you will, who says, remember our promise. Let's go, lesbians! Especially the
go.
ones doomed by the narrative.
Oh, thank you.
Surely nobody's doomed here, though. This is all going to be great, right? Right?
Yeah,
Everyone's going to be
yeah.
fine.
It's fine. We just picked up a plate of
Everything turns
eternity. It's a little bit fleshy. Don't worry about it.
Now we're in first person mode. Big is moving forward here. Don't worry about where we are. You want to play the game if you want to find out. But we're going to pick up an item that's extremely important for solving puzzles for the rest of the game, which is the radio. And Big is now converting to crab mode. Big is returning to crab. The crab claw controller is in action, going to be walking backwards while tuning the radio and turning at the same time. And that was just about perfect. Great job, Big.
Overshot it slightly,
Nice.
but good enough.
That is
The
not
crab
easy.
claw is very difficult. Also, I want to point out, we are not just anywhere. We're in my office, as you can tell. Luckily, now that we have the radio, don't worry about when or where we picked it up. It's here now with us, and we can use it to solve this puzzle.
So yeah, throughout the game, we're going to use the radio to listen in on various frequencies, which will show data here in the feed on the bottom left of the screen. Normally numbers that we're going to be looking at to solve puzzles, to enter codes.
Sorry to interrupt. I have one small quick update.
Go for it.
Yes.
Chat, we are $1 away from that VTuber costume. That $1 is driving me wild. Someone please donate and put it towards that incentive so we can get that cosplay in, because that $1 is just gonna set me off.
Listen, we asked for
One for
ones in
Tall Lady
chat. Now we're
cosplay?
asking for $1 donos.
The minimum is $5, so please give us
yes.
five $1.
Yes.
$5
Correct.
$1.
With
Yes,
your
$5
$5 donation, you can express admiration for tall ladies 5 times.
Yes, 5
Yes.
very tall ladies.
And here in the elevator would be a great time for that VTuber to change, because we're going to be in this elevator for a little bit, waiting for it to move. Babs, you got anything you want to talk about?
Absolutely. People are telling me about their favorite holes. I got a $5.12 donation from Anonymous who says, best hole in a video game? Maybe not horror in a traditional sense. The Stanley Parable's infinite hole that isn't infinite is a top tier hole. Good luck on the run, Big. Hello, Lux. And lastly, great holes were secretly dug, where Earth's pores should be all.
That sounds like a reference. I don't know what to.
That was in quotes. I'm not sure what that's a reference to.
It's a SIGNALIS reference. Let's go.
What? A reference to the game being played right now? We also have a $5 donation from Anonymous who says, my cat's favorite holes are the ones in the yard that he gets dinner out of.
I love that.
Nax also donated $20 and said, hooray for holes!
Hooray for holes.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Let's go, lesbians, y'all.
Hooray.
Let's go. All right, we're in another survival horror cliche. Welcome to the hospital segment. For this portion of the game, we have to gather several key cards. We're going to put them into this door that we're walking past now. But for now, in the meantime, we do have to do a little bit of navigation. I popped through there because otherwise I would have been smacked. So we're going to pop back through here. That was clean. We're going to grab a socket wrench handle off of here. And then we're going to go solve a little puzzle. CeCe, do you want to talk a little bit about what types of cards we're picking up and why we need them?
So we're picking up a variety of cards strewn around the facility because we are going to go to a door with a hexagonal series of card slots. We are going to put them in a satisfying manner, and we are going to go to the medical ward. And, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but there might be a roundish aperture in that medical ward leading to another place.
There might be a tall lady there, too.
Speaking of tall ladies, we just met that Elster VTuber costume incentive, y'all.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Thank you so much. Let me just go through this door, and then I can click this button. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you so much for raising that money for National Women's Law Center.
Chat, thank you so much. I do also want to point out we have just $1,608 remaining to hit that milestone to make the lesbians maybe dance. Maybe?
Maybe?
I would love to see it.
I want to see them dance.
Get out of my way.
You know, Big, I'm looking at your VTuber. Something looks different.
You know, I see something unusual as well, but it's hard to tell. chat is going to have to tell me with their donos what they notice.
I think it looks normal, don't you?
It's perfectly normal. All right, this puzzle
Everything
is tricky.
here is normal.
Lux, do you want to talk about what's going on here?
Yeah, this one, instead of numbers on this keypad, you're going to see letters. There is actually a cipher puzzle that you pick up on a note, like scribbled somewhere in this area. And all of these letters correspond to numbers in the cipher. So we just have like a notepad that tells us what all the numbers are. Big just got them off the radio and is looking at the cipher on a notepad on the PC right now, probably. And just inputting what was just on the radio.
Got it.
Bingo.
Huh.
Don't mind the
I've been running
eyeball.
Yeah, fun fact, that particular eyeball is actually the way that the game is intended to take screenshots. It's a little camera. Speaking of cameras, one was used to create this video cassette that we're totally not inside of right now. Don't worry about it. She looks so familiar, though.
She looks real familiar.
I think we should go talk to her. We're going to strafe up to this
Whoa.
bench because the interaction point is actually way closer.
But Big, where did she go?
You know, I am going to hold her close in my heart, where she belongs. All right. We've got one more puzzle coming up, but a little bit of moving and shaking between there. Babs, you got anything for us?
Absolutely. I just want to shout out this $100 donation from Anonymous, who absolutely helped us blow away that incentive. They say, a tad more than asked for, but had to donate for one of my favorite games of the last 5 years. Keep up the great work, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Also, $11.11, 1111 from B. McSherry, who says, I like tall lady.
Correct.
Same.
So for this puzzle, Big was just counting. It's the knobs are just 5 left, 5 right, and then 8 left, I think it was.
Yeah.
So as long as you count the right numbers of turning the knob, this is going to activate this cremation furnace so we can pick up the fire key. Now, the keys are mostly related to the elements, so I like to call the door that we're about to open the Captain Planet door.
It's true. The only thing missing is heart. But that's because they left that space intentionally blank.
Yeah, exactly. That's intentionally blank key.
Poor guy.
Insert your heart here. Speaking of the blank key, we're right now inputting an actual pattern onto the key to make it an actual key, so it's not actually blank. Mm-hmm. Again, this is a pattern that is found on a note somewhere in this area.
Combine those two pieces so that way I can pick up this shotgun, which we are absolutely going to need because we are rapidly approaching our first boss fight. But before we do that, we do have to pick up one more card key.
Yeah, we're going to pick up one more card key, but we are on our way to visit the most cutest patootis lady there is in this game. Her name is Mina, and I adore her.
Running up here to utilize the 10 millimeter socket. By the way, a reminder to everyone in chat, never borrow tools without asking or else you get a horror game puzzle.
It's true. And it's also very important that we pick up both pieces of the socket. I can't tell you how many runs I've fumbled because I forget to grab the actual socket piece to put on the handle.
A little bit same.
Now, if you do let somebody borrow your tools, at least let them know that they need to leave notes somewhere telling you where they left the pieces of the tools.
Yes.
So anyway, we were just walking across this hallway and we are about to behold the Captain Planet door. We're going to enter all of those elemental keys and the blank key for heart. And when we enter here, Big is going to jump into, as CeCe said, a hole and meet a tall lady named Mina. Big's going to be doing a strategy with this boss, which is a quick kill using the shotgun. Big's going to try pushing Mina upward toward the door, which is going to make Mina's AI go into a loop where the AI is going to try and attack using this like face melting thing where the face mask opens and it melts into the ground. This leaves Mina vulnerable, and if we can get 5 perfectly shot shotgun blasts open into this mask here, it will quick kill Mina in 1 quick cycle.
4!
Beautiful.
Nice.
That was even faster than what we were aiming for.
Yeah, I think that was only 4 shots.
That was the perfect cycle for the shotgun. You cannot kill her faster with the shotgun.
Beautiful. That was Adler. Get Adler off the screen. I don't want to see Adler.
You know, it's fine. There's that girl. She looks so familiar.
No, we're in school.
Hey, we're back in anime school.
But in first person this time.
As we're wandering school.
Pretty sure we left our friend in the library.
As we're wandering school, is it okay if I cut in?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely. Fierce Wolf donates $50 to the National Women's Law Center, and I think they've figured out what's going on here. They say, oh, I know what's different with BigScared. Congrats on getting contact lenses.
You noticed. Thank you. Thank you. I got them here at this facility. Welcome back to my timeshare meeting. Don't worry, this place is special. Not only does it have holes, it has many floors. Let me tell you about how many floors we got. We've got the 5th floor. We're gonna go to the 6th floor. There's a 7th floor, and dare I say even an 8th floor. How do we feel about that, gang?
Big, you're not going to tell me that there's elevators as well.
Listen, we are walking past one right now. Never mind all of my friends. That is perfectly normal decor for an elevator this time of year. It's seasonal.
They looked a lot like Elster.
You know, time is funny. Existence is so transitory. Hey, look, a hole.
Ooh, a hole.
Oh, that girl. She looks so familiar. Don't worry about it. This elevator looks broken, and because this is a survival horror game, I know that it is my job to do some mild electrical maintenance and fix that, because who else is going to? Look at them. They're just hanging around. They're lollygagging in here in the kitchen. I gotta do all the work around this place.
Oy.
So we take our fuse and we go upstairs.
I'm just enjoying looking at the beautiful hexagonal tiles on the floors.
True.
Great design.
I guess you could say someone designed the hex out of that floor.
Oh! This is a puzzle that doesn't actually tell you if you solved it correctly. You just kind of have to know. If you see that start spinning, you solved it correctly. Worst puzzle in the game, almost.
Almost. I think that one might be my least favorite.
I mean, there's a lot of puzzles in this game. If you want to play this game for yourself, obviously we will all highly recommend it. It's so good. But in the speed run, we are skipping so much of the game. So don't think that anything is getting spoiled by this. You're seeing like 10% of the game at least.
If that.
That's so much crying we're skipping.
There is.
I thought we weren't going to talk about the crying, CeCe.
I mean, this game is normal and fine and beautiful, and it's an uplifting story of lesbian love.
That's right.
Yes. Lesbians in space. The future is beautiful. Hey, look, a flashlight. It took us so long to get that in the game.
Now it's a horror game.
Yes, now we know.
Surely that's going to be useful, right?
Nah, I think we're just going to carry it around for the rest of the game. They can't possibly put us into rooms that are dark that require a flashlight. I refuse to believe that.
That'd be silly.
That would be silly. What is this, Alan Wake? Oh, wait,
Well,
that's a survival horror game.
You just equipped the flashlight, so I'm assuming... Oh, there it is. There it is, everybody.
Now, I do want to point out that because this game is very heavily inspired by the Silent Hill franchise, the flashlight does mechanically function very similarly. It will aggro every enemy that sees it, and so you need to use it sparingly and or strategically depending on how brave you are. I also want to point out that we are reaching the point of the game where it is useful to note that there will be intermittent and sporadic flashing lights. If you're photosensitive, this is your warning, because when I go into this room right here, it's going to happen. Here we go.
Oh, hi.
So yeah, these enemy are called Colibri, and if you want to really get into the lore deep in the game, there's certain entities and individuals that have what's called a bioresonance power, and that gives them the ability to shape time and space and reality based off of just their will and their thoughts. And these Colibri are sensitive to bioresonance, so they are able to bend reality around them. So whenever we're around them and they're freaking out, that's why the screen starts going weird.
And they are a gimmick enemy. You can deal traditional damage to them with weapons, but it is faster and more effective to use the radio against them and tune into whatever frequency they're blasting onto your screen. And so that's why the text pops up. Here's another dark room. Don't panic. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, Big's actually not going to use the flashlight to get past this enemy, because when you use the flashlight, it actually alerts enemies faster than if you're not using it. So waiting to turn on the flashlight there just keeps that enemy from bopping you right in the face while you're walking by.
One popped me through the floor there. We're gonna...
Yeah.
That's a little closer than I like.
Yeah, you're going to notice Elster's spilling a little bit of ketchup here, and that's fine. On casual difficulty, we are allowed to spill ketchup every now and then. As long as we don't spill too much ketchup and then get hit while we're spilling all of our ketchup, it's not going to be a problem. We actually will go back to a state where we can take more hits. You kind of regenerate a little bit of health if you wait a little bit of time.
Okay, I'm gonna bait these two because we're hurting a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, we did it.
Nice.
And you might be wondering, why is Big rocking the... Did I go to the wrong floor? I did. Why is Big rocking both the flashlight and the radio right now? It's because we have to tune to a frequency to solve another puzzle. We need to go down to the 8th. There we go.
It's easy to forget where you are in this area because all the floors have essentially the same layout. So when you're trying to go to a certain room, you might be on the wrong floor. You go to that room, it's like, oh wait, I'm on the wrong floor. Oh, but here's our favorite tall lady in the game. This is Falk. She's taking a little nappy right now, but she's gonna wake up later and it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, everyone say hi to Falk. She's our glorious commander. She is the leader of the protectorates and essentially all of the various folks that are out here. There's stuff going on with that, but don't worry about it too much. We have her key, and we are schmoovin'.
She is a tall lady in a position of authority. That's really all you need to know.
We love and respect Miss Falk. There's going to be more flashing lights in here. I'm sorry about it, but there's Colibris. We have to deal with them. I'm also going to heal real quick for insurance, because this room gets scary if you don't.
You'll notice a lot of the text in the game, or almost all the text that might pop up on the screen or be around on walls, is in German. This game was actually developed by 2 people in Germany for a game developed by a team of only 2. It is quite impressive.
Since we're out of the scary room, can I share some love that came in for you, Big?
Absolutely.
We got a $10 donation from JPEG, who says, BigScared, the most incredible person alive. You're an incredible runner and an even better friend. I'm constantly amazed by you and everything you do, and I love our time together. You're doing great. Enjoy Robo Lesbian time, and let's get that artifact ending. We're so close. And JPEG is absolutely right. We are so close. We just need $1,508 to hit that milestone for the artifact ending. Big, can you kind of tell us a little bit more about this? What I hear is the happiest possible ending to the game?
It is, but first I'm going to say, how dare Jay trying to make me cry during this run. You know what else makes me cry during this run? Happy endings and lesbians that get to dance with their girlfriends. Now, you might be wondering why this ending is so important. The part we've left out, the lore, the important thing about this game is the entire reason we're here is because we're looking for her. And so in that ending, we not only get to find her, we get to dance with her. And that is incredibly special. It's incredibly unique. And it's something that not a lot of survival horror games offer. I will say that because this game is what it is, maybe there's more than what I'm saying here. And I don't want to spoil it for you because that is the incentive. And I want you to be excited and surprised when we get there. Don't ask why there's an astrolabe in this book.
I'm going to ask, why is there an astrolabe in the book, Big?
You know, we need it for a puzzle. The book is totally not at all familiar and not at all something we've interacted with before and will interact with again. But our friend Adler over there carved out the middle of it so that way he can get pages to write fan fiction on about his favorite tall lady, Miss Falk. He stores it in this vault, and we need the astrolabe to get in.
Big, please do not read Adler's fan fiction. I don't want to hear it.
You know what I do want to hear? I want chat to donate and tell me what is in Adler's fan fiction. What is he saying about the big lady?
While we're waiting to hear about the big lady, can we hear about some holes?
Absolutely.
Tenacious Zeb donates $10 to the National Women's Law Center and says, "Hi from Canada. Horror hole? If we count Subnautica as horror, which I do, then the hole to go down into the abyss the first time. The worst."
Yes.
Otherwise, yes, so true, so true. Otherwise, for more classic horror hole trope, the spider holes in Metro 2033, because no thank you. Also, good luck on the run.
Thank you, thank you. We've got time for a little bit more.
Absolutely. Charles donates $10 and says, "My favorite holes are this whole event and giving my whole heart to my sweetness. Also, trans rights."
Trans rights.
Trans rights.
And It's Bexty donates $10 and says, "One of my favorite gaming holes is the massive pit in the middle of Majula that leads down to the gutter. A spooky area we all remember well from Dark Holes 2.
Yes.
Yes, I love Dark Holes too.
The beloved Dark Holes franchise.
Little known fact, Majula is in fact the setting where Creed filmed the video for One Last Breath. That is a totally true and not at all made up fact that I'm vouching for in this moment.
Also a true fact is that it's called Elden Ring because it's a ring around the edge of the hole.
That's so true. It's funny that you mentioned rings because we are going to be picking up some rings very soon. And I think rings are just holes that you wear in your finger.
You know, controversial, but accurate. We've been spending a lot of time talking about holes, but this game also does have a lot of elevators. I do want to give a special shout out to this one. It is my favorite elevator in the game because I can do stuff while we're on it.
Big, I loved all the stuff you did while you were on that elevator.
So much stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a nice little moment of fun before this very scary room with a very big hole in it. CeCe, do you want to talk about why this particular hole is so threatening?
Yeah, so we're going to open up a very large hatch, and because it is a large mechanical hatch, it's going to open very, very slowly while a very big lady with a very big gun is waiting over on the other side. So we're gonna dance a little, just a little preview here, and try not to get whomped on until we have the clearance to go down the hexagonal hole.
Ooh, let me in, thank you.
And now that we've gone down in that hole, we're going to jump in Another hole. That's right,
An
chat.
even better hole. This
Twice the hole.
This one makes my list of top holes in the game. Premium hole right there.
That is definitely a distinguished hole. Mm-hmm. My favorite hole is a little bit later in the game. But now it's time for the beach episode. Again, we went to Anime High School, and now it's the obligatory beach episode. Unfortunately, we can't escape the beach episode for like a minute and a half. So Big is going to wander over here and just do something. Hockey, do you got anything for us?
Absolutely. We got a $10 donation in from Something Uncommon who says, I love the work you all are doing. Thanks for being such a bright, positive light in the world. Let's keep it going. Less than 3. And Something Uncommon is absolutely right. Remember, every single dollar of your donations is going directly to the National Women's Law Center and the important work that they're doing. So we deeply appreciate every dollar that you donate at gdq.gg/donate or type !donate in the chat. Get those donations in. I know that our runner would love to hear about your whole opinions and your large ladies that you appreciate.
Big, I think I've seen that book before.
You know, the book might be just out of reach, but our goals today are not. Chat, I believe in us. Every little bit counts. No donation is too small.
Word.
And we are at just $1,443 away from that milestone. So we are so close. We're 97% of the way there. That is extremely close. Chat, I know you can do it. Donate your ones to appreciate the tall ladies and hit that milestone.
Now, you might notice that there was a painting in that Colibri room with all the stuff on the screen earlier, and there's an island over there on the beach that looks real familiar. I don't think that's very important. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to make note of that at all. It's not lore important. Hey, I want to welcome you to the timeshare presentation. Welcome. This is Nowhere. Nowhere is an interesting place. It's kind of everything and nothing at once. It's very meaty. It's substantive. You'll have lots of roommates. You'll have lots of privacy, and there's also holes. How do we feel about Nowhere?
I just want to say that I love that our timeshare program has places that we can visit and maintain. These holes that are in Silent Hill are my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
How can chat sign up to be a part of this timeshare?
You know, I believe a $5 donation is the minimum you'll need to join the timeshare program here in Nowhere.
Yeah, if we can get a $5 hole train going in chat for the timeshare, I would really appreciate it.
Yes.
Let's take the whole train towards our goal.
Ooh, that was a little spicy. All right, you might notice that I'm trying to keep it tuned onto channel 125. That will be relevant for later, but for now, it's a little bit less so. I want y'all to get really hype. In the interview segment earlier, I mentioned a notorious being. I am sorry to spoil long legs for everyone. We do have to go say hi to Thickless Cage.
I love Thickless Cage, but you're also going to notice something else. Thickless Cage has a whole lot of legs.
Come over here, buddy. And that's the fight.
Hey, Big, who's that girl who just shot the shotgun? She looks familiar.
I don't know. She looks so familiar. I wonder if she knows what my girlfriend is.
Where I know her.
We're gonna have to hang out for a bit to see if she remembers. But she's taking a little nap right now. She's eepy.
So welcome to the meaty portion of Nowhere. This is where we're going to find the meatiest of holes.
Yeah, this is where the meat of the run really is. I have a flashlight in my inventory, but I'm not going to use it for swag strats. Fatales, this is for you. Know that I love you.
Yeah, so actually this is a maze of barbed wire that you would normally use the flashlight to, so you can able like see the barbed wire stretched across these pillars. But the maze is the same every time. So Big just memorized the maze. We don't actually need to pull out the flashlight to navigate the maze.
No. Fun fact about the flesh maze. Inside of it is a plate of flesh. I am worried about what that means. I'm curious what you think that means, and you could tell me what you think that means with your donations.
Speaking of people telling you what they think things are, we do have some theories about Adler's fan fiction.
Ooh, I would love to hear them.
Astrid the Horror Girl donated $10 to the National Women's Law Center and said, Adler's fan fiction isn't fan fiction at all. It's just the lyrics to Don't Try by Health, and there's little pink hearts next to the words.
That's actually true.
That's accurate. That's lore accurate.
Pumpkin Spice also put in a $10 theory with their donation to the National Women's Law Center, saying Adler's fanfic is literally just an administrative to-do list, and we all know it.
So true.
I saw somebody in chat call him the token straight guy hire, and it's so true.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. We have our first doll part. Shout out to Courtney Love. I don't have room for that because I need to eat these.
You're going to eat those injectors?
Yes, don't worry about it.
This is not a hole. This is a ladder.
It is. We do need to clarify. Sometimes what appears to be a hole is just a ladder. Sometimes it's a hatch. Sometimes it's genuinely a hole. Sometimes it's the same hole, but in a different font. And you'll see what I mean shortly. Welcome to the meat room.
I love what you've done with the place.
Yeah. Now, we're going to put some rings on fingers here. So while I do this, Babs, if you've got anything.
First, I have a question. If it's not a hole, then how was Courtney Love here?
True.
Speaking of holes, Happy by 3 donates $10 and says, my favorite gaming hole is every hole in Outer Wilds that I looked into, said, well, I might as well try, and then died.
Oh, shout out to Dark Bramble. If you know, you know.
Big, I love you so much. Thank you for creating Binary Breakers and making such a beautiful and special space for all of us. The community and the world is better with you in it. Also, how many more times do I have to click your go live notification before we get to hold hands?
Listen.
I know, right?
Also, hi CeCe, hi Soulmass, hi Babs, you're all lovely.
Aww.
Thank you, Happy by 3. We all
Happy.
appreciate you.
Happy gonna make me cry. Fun fact about this door, I always remember it because it's a K shape, and if you're not careful in here, this room will kill you because it's another barbed wire maze.
And this one has enemies that spawn in it, so it's even spicier. Of course, Big isn't going to use a flashlight because Big is just got all the swag. Don't even need that.
It's gaming.
We're gaming so hard right now.
My favorite part about this maze is if you move fast enough through it, the enemies will hurt themselves on the barbed wire trying to get to you.
And you didn't even get hit by any of the enemies.
No damage, second maze? We're jaming right
Let's
now.
go.
We're not even gaming anymore. We're in a different league altogether.
We're jamming so hard.
Jaming quick.
Also, shout out to this hole. This one might be my favorite one in the game. And I feel like I say that about every hole that I respect in this game, but that one is a good one.
Well, yeah, because that's the hole that led to Thickless Cage.
It's true. Fun fact about that door, I remember the shape of it because I call it Waluigi's mustache.
Somebody donate and make Babs do Waluigi voice and laughter. Please do it.
Oh, you want to hear that.
That would be wonderful.
I'm not going to give them a taste. Not until somebody donates to the National Women's Law Center.
You're going to need at least $5 donations for that.
Speaking of those donations, though, I do want to let chat know that we did just open up a bid war for deciding Mara's fate in Crow Country. Is she going to take a girl fail shower and keep her purple dyed hair and wash out all of her hair dye? Or is she going to stay edgy? So you get to make that decision.
You know, Crow Country's another game that we are very normal about, but right now we're playing Signalis.
It's true. It's true.
I'll caca later.
Yes, there'll be time for caca later.
One more room with massive flashing lights. I'm hoping enemies are in good position here. They are. We're just gonna skedaddle. Now, we have another of the Captain Planet doors. This one has 6 plates: eternity, sacrifice, balance, love, flesh, and knowledge. And when we give the door all of these things, we're back at a very familiar looking hole.
That does look familiar.
Wait, this whole place looks familiar. Have I been here before?
I mean, I've watched Evangelion before.
She looks so familiar. I wonder if we're gonna find her anytime soon. Oh, wait, no, it's the credits. This is a perfectly normal part of the run.
Well, dang, you're way ahead of estimate.
Yeah. I wonder what happens when I just click right back in. Don't stop the timer. Do not. We are memeing.
We're
doing a little meme here because this is perfectly normal and expected. That is a false ending of the game, and we are right back into it with a very familiar and perhaps cuter version of Elster. Look at her little hat.
She got a little hat.
She got a little hat. Oh, so now that we're back here on the ship, we have to do a different set of daily tasks. Specifically, we have to look at a green monitor. We have to look at a red monitor. We have to inspect the pipes, and then we have to look at the bed. So while I fulfill my checklist, Babs, is there anything you'd like to share with us?
Absolutely. We have just over $1,300 left to go to hit that milestone, chat. We can do it. I believe in us. And chat has been letting us know about holes still, of course.
Hit me with it.
Got a $25 donation from Crazy Tastic, who says, I want those coasters. Speaking of beverages, it's important to remember that straws only have one hole.
That's true.
That's true. It's just very long.
One really long hole.
Would you consider a straw a tunnel?
Ooh.
What is
the
a tunnel?
logistical difference between a hole and a tunnel?
None at all, in my opinion.
Oh wait, it's that girl.
Hey, she looks familiar. Oh, Elster doesn't look so good.
Right, lots of flashing lights through here. Please take care of yourself.
Yes, everybody, please take care of yourselves. We're just going to compartmentalize our trauma real quick and then move on.
Now, another contender for Hole of the Year, rapidly approaching. This one is beautiful. CeCe, what do you think about this one?
Oh my God! The pulsating, the insane nation. It's just a solid 9 at a minimum.
How did we end up in the beach episode again?
You know, that is the beauty of the timeshare. When you buy a ticket to the whole train, you get instant access to the cursed beach. Did I say cursed out loud? I mean the beach. Don't worry about it.
This private beach, accessed through a throbbing hole, can be yours with a $5 donation to the National Women's Law Center. Type !donate in the chat right now or visit gdq.gg/donate and put in those $5 donations to buy your timeshare on the totally normal beach.
We've caught a ride on the Gondola of Love. Don't worry about where it's going or where it's coming from, but it is taking us to the final section of the game. Chat, if you want to see that incentive met, you have until the end of this area to make that happen. I'm letting you know. It's going to happen so much faster than you think. Oh, wait. This looks familiar.
Yeah, we're back in anime school, remember? Oh, it looks a little different.
I don't know. This looks like a perfectly normal thing. This is how I remember it.
Oh, that's right. I also played Doki Doki Literature Club.
While we're going through school, can I give a quick little update?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely. We got a $50 donation in from Schmarty. Says, choo choo train to the donate hole. Let's get that artifact ending incentive. And then, wah!
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Babs, it was perfect. Thank you.
It was perfect.
You're welcome.
Luckily, that safe had the same exact password as it did last time we were here because nobody changed the default password. Why would you do that? Then people wouldn't have access to this key that you're putting in the safe. And that wouldn't make sense at all. This room, a little bit different than last time we were in here, but the result is the same. Hey, look.
This is my favorite hole. I love this hole.
They're all grown up.
Oh,
They're all grown up. I love it when a hole becomes an attraction.
That is a mature hole.
Dignified. Get out of here, Adler. Nobody cares.
Get off screen, Adler.
oh.
Nobody asked for your fan fiction opinion.
Welcome to Rotfront. While we're here, who is that girl we're looking for? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, the girl that we're looking for is our girlfriend, but the girl that we keep running into looks a lot like our girlfriend. This is very wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. If you want to watch the lore videos, they're on YouTube. All you got to know is that this person who looks like our girlfriend just turned into a bunch of goo.
Yeah, and
This is now a
And
World
she-
of Goo reference.
this is now a World of Goo reference, and she did in fact give us death.
Hi, Satan herself.
Got us the thing.
We love and stand Satan herself.
Do we have time for more Waluigi?
Yes, we do.
We always have time.
Always.
Zello donates $10 and says, all of you are too wonderful. Much love to Big, CeCe, Soulmass, and Babs for this delightful performance and the hardworking staff and volunteers making a wonderful event for a great cause. And remember, when you're making those donations at gdq.gg/donate, make sure you scroll down to the bottom and pick an incentive or a bid war. But you don't need to do that to hit this milestone. You just need to put in a donation. All of your donations automatically go to this milestone, which we are so close to hitting, y'all. We are 97% of the way there. We are under $1,300 remaining. We can do this, chat. I believe. Let's go.
Let's go, chat. We all believe.
Come on. You want to see how much deeper this hole goes?
Ooh, I'm sure they want the whole story, don't they?
You know,
The hole through.
Sassam donated $25 and said, maybe the greatest hole was the friends we made along the way. This donation goes out to all the tall ladies with robot hooves.
Thank you, CeCe.
And that's true. If you hadn't noticed by now, Elster has hooves. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
She's just a horse girl living in a horse world.
Is canon.
All right. Upstairs, I used the flashlight for the very last time. I used it to get a hand wheel, another survival horror cliche. We're going to use it right here to get a data disc that we're going to use to tune a radio station. If you're wondering why we need to do this, it's because there is a specific broadcast that we will need to tune into a little bit later on. If you remember the way we opened up Falk's Owl Box, we're going to be doing something similar with a Magpie box in this area.
Yeah, this game also has a lot of references to birds. I'm sure that's not important either.
Yeah, no, not important at all. Let's see if we get a free Magpie here.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Let's see if we get it. It was not a free Magpie. So this is RNG. There's only two options it will pick by default, either Polytone or Magpie. You can save fractions of a second if it gives you the Magpie for free, but we were not so lucky.
While we're playing with RNG, can I give a few more updates, some donations that we've gotten in?
Of course.
We got a $10 donation from Valiant M, who says, I have yet to play Signalis, so I'm not watching live tonight, but let's get that cutscene. I bet it's cool. And you would be so right. When you watch the VOD after you've actually played, you are going to want to see this. So, chat, we are really close. We are under $1,200 there to get there. We are so close. Just $1,143 to go. Chat, I believe in you. You can do this. An 1111 train for the tall ladies to say 1111 to them.
Yes, I would love to see that. Honorable mention to that. It was not a hole. You want to talk about what it actually was?
That was a meat grinder. I technically think it was a hole, Big.
You know, it
what
feels
is
like
a
it has
grinder if not a spicy hole?
Ooh, true.
A hole with metal teeth.
What is a meat grinder if not a hole persisting?
Wow.
That was profound.
We've got some more ladders. There's a couple more rooms with colibris in them, but this will be the final section with the major flash warning in it. And then once we're through this section here, we will be clear on the flashing lights. We got a little safe moment here. The password is Aeon.
And you can hear the radio screaming a bunch of German numbers at us. If you want to know what that's about, again, donate and you'll get the explanation if you see the cutscene.
Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the speedrun, you might not appreciate the sequencing of this area. You might have noticed how much meat, the sheer volume of meat around these halls. But as you progress through this area known as Rot Front, more and more meat will show up. And so if you come to this box and leave it, sometimes there will just be meat in the way and you won't be able to come back the way that you planned. And so sequencing is incredibly important here. Knowing exactly what you need and when you need it is vital for this section of the run.
Big, I just need you to know that somebody in chat just said, that's a spicy meat hole.
Chat, you can't kill me like this while we're live on air. You can't do it.
I mean, they're making their best effort. We have an $11.11 donation from BD who says simply, hole.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
I love to see all these wholesome donations.
Me too.
And remember, chat, all of your wholesome donations are automatically going towards that milestone for this ending that we desperately want to see. We want to see this happiest ending in this game. Because clearly, this is a very happy ending. What could possibly go wrong in this horror game?
I mean, clearly, we're going to find our girlfriend at the end, right?
Yeah, but only if we meet the incentive.
Which we're only $1,122 away from. That is so close, chat. That is so close.
That is very close.
Yeah, I do want to point out also, we have exactly one puzzle between us and the final boss.
Yeah, you have probably only a couple minutes left to get those donations in. So if you're going to push chat, now is the time. Get those donations in.
Are we ever gonna dance again? Guilty hooves ain't got no rhythm.
Oh no! Oh, look,
Chat,
there's hand holding.
Aw. Chat, I will do the Careless Whisper sax solo if you ask for it in a donation at gdq.gg/donate.
That I need to see.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, we've got our final ring, or as Lux likes to call it, the hole for fingers.
It's true. It's a hole for fingers.
Well said.
And we're just going to solve this puzzle real quick, which is going to open up, and I'm sorry to say it, chat, the final hole in the game.
And it's totally not at all a familiar place with a familiar... Hey, it's that book.
Hey, have I seen that book before?
Oh.
So anyways, welcome to my timeshare presentation. We're here. This is my house. You're here live on Cribs. I want to show you my Macintosh One computer and my lovely kitchenette. For a $5 donation, you can book a stay here. How does that sound? Are you compelled?
Chat seems pretty compelled because we are just over $1,000 left toward that milestone. Y'all, I believe that we can hit this.
Come on, chat, let's
Love
go. So the final hallway, we are about to enter the boss fight. CeCe, do you want to talk about this 6-phase boss fight that Big's going to try and do now?
I'm going to lock in. Take it away.
So, all right, so we have a familiar tall lady who we're going to have a little talk with, and then we're going to have a little stab with. So what Biggs needs to do is damage down Falk, so Falk takes a knee, and then grab one of these spears to run that right through Falk's face. Biggs will be repeating this. Now, there are some things that can happen that will be helpful. There can be better positioning on where these spears land. You can kind of double up on picking them up and jamming them in. But also, Falk can be really mean. Depending on where she's positioned, there can be a lot more difficulty maneuvering. There can also be getting out of range and getting a lot more interference on the screen.
And while we've only got a few spears left to go through a few more phases here, Hockey, I see some movement. Tell us about what's going on with chat.
Absolutely. We have just over $800 left to go to get there, $816, and that's thanks in large part to this $250 donation from Anonymous, who has requested the Careless Whisper sax solo. Should I wait until after the boss fight, or can I go?
Hit me with it now. I need the power.
Go!
Yes, beautiful. Thank you.
I mean, that's the only soundtrack I ever hear in the Falk fight.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That's just what the OST sounds like.
That's the canon soundtrack for this fight. We under $800 left to go. Chat, let's go.
Come on, chat. This is it right here.
Yes.
This is the last couple phases.
Yeah, we've got 2 cycles left. Once we get out of this med bay, it will be the final one. You'll know when it gets meaty and hexagonal. And she's being a little bit rude right now. She's buying us extra time. If there's anything else, Babs, hit us with
Absolutely.
it.
We just got a $50 donation from Hole, who says sax solo. So I guess that means we got a...
Incredible. Thank you. So Falk is going to take a knee very soon. This is not when we're going to call time, but time is going to be very soon after it. And we will let Biggs call time when we get there. But yeah, this is like the last few seconds of the game, everybody.
Yes.
Well
Thank
done.
you. She was stinky, but we were stinkier. And good news. We are at the end of the game, almost. We were on a quest to find our girlfriend, and because this is the memory ending, it is worth mentioning that it's a bit of an ironic title. The canon ending for the speedrun is that we won't remember her. Time happens when we touch this door, so 3, 2, 1, time.
GG's, Big. Great run.
Thank you. Look, she's so familiar. I wish I remembered who she was.
Hey, she does look familiar.
She looks so familiar. If only I remembered who she was.
If only. We got so close, chat. I do want to shout out, y'all, we've reached $55,334 raised for the National Women's Law Center, and that is huge. Y'all, thank you so much for all of your donations.
Now, you will, again, Big said, this ending is not exactly the happiest of endings. If you want to see something slightly happier, if you want to see a happier ending for Elster and Ariane, you need to get those donations in very soon.
Like right now.
Like right now.
Y'all, there are $666 remaining. Let's go.
Chat,
Just 641, chat. Come on. We can do this.
I believe.
Yeah, it's not over yet. I'm not saying it's over. It ain't over. I definitely want to dance again.
Putting on our dancing moves. We're getting ready. Come on.
And we can dance one last time if we meet the incentive right now.
KD Kit, by the way, let us know with a $25 donation to the National Women's Law Center. Do I get a free flight to a hole of my choice for attending the timeshare presentation?
Ooh. Travel is out of your own pocket, but we will provide a lovely continental breakfast when you arrive.
I do want to point out that in-game time, the 55:08, is less than a minute off of Big's PB. Great run, Big.
Thank you.
Good.
Wow. Yeah, that's within 30 seconds of my PB. Well, I want to thank my commentators for being here. Is there anything you would like to say before I do my thanks?
Go ahead, CeCe.
I'm CeCe. I'm CeCe.gay, and you can catch me tomorrow running Melonhead. So please do tune in.
And again, I'm Soulmass218, and you can catch me on the next run. I will be commentating for Crow Country, so just hang out.
Yeah. And I'm BigScared. You can find me here on Twitch as BigScared, or in most places on the internet as BigScared, or I'm BigScared with no spaces or punctuation. I want to say thank you so much.
I'm so sorry for interrupting. We just hit the incentive, y'all.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Oh, we're gaming so hard. I'm going to get that set up while I tell you where to find me. If there's any donations you want to read, please hit us with them. Thank these people.
Absolutely. Chat, thank you so much for breaking $56,000 raised for the National Women's Law Center, because remember, that's what we're all here for at the end of the day, in large part to your wonderful donation, or absolutely just because of your wonderful donations. So one of those great donations coming in was an $11.10 donation from Anonymous, who says, favorite hole? All the ones we make in Portal. That's a lot of holes that you make.
So many holes.
That's so many holes.
So,
Threadspool donated $20 and said, loved Signalis when I played it, though I definitely took a lot more time getting stuck in the game's various holes.
So, yeah, I'll let Big get this started, and then I'll explain kind of what's going on here with this ending.
All right. So the artifact ending is, of course, going to be supplemental here. Let's just get time going in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. I'm going to have to solve exactly one puzzle again. It will look very familiar. Let's take the wheel.
So what happened when this game came out is obviously people were very normal about it like us, and they played it a lot. We talked about how the radio picks up signals and you can solve puzzles with it throughout the game. But they did notice that there's a lot of extraneous signals you can pick up on the radio which were not related to any puzzles that they could find. So one of them was that one we talked about, which was the German with numbers. So they noted down all the numbers in that one, but they also noticed a few others which sounded like something that is called slow scan television signals, or SSTV. Now, you might be familiar with SSTV because that is what we've all seen, like the moon landing footage. NASA broadcasted that from the moon with SSTV, which is a radio signal which broadcasts images. So what they did is when they recognized that these were signals in the game that were images, they ran that audio through an SSTV converter, saw what the images were. Those images were clues to areas in the game where you could find 3 different keys. And when they pick up those 3 different keys, which you have to do on a second playthrough, you can't do it on your first playthrough, they correspond to the 3 locks on this box here toward the end of the game. And wouldn't you know it, there is a key code that needs to go to this box. It is 20 digits long, and it is that big, long German numeric code you can listen to on the radio. So Big is going to be entering that 20-digit code, and what it's going to do is unlock a secret ending that the devs did not think was going to be found for a very long time, but was found much sooner than they believed, thanks to the sleuthing of the Signalis community. And what we are going to see is the hidden ending, which will be cosmic horror-ish, but at least it's a happy ending for Elster and Ariane. So what we're going to see here is some sort of hexagonal ritual and sacrifice with a weird hexagonal object. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the cutscene. You're going to see them dance.
Don't worry, chat. We're doing perfectly normal things so we can see our girlfriend again.
This is how lesbians dance.
Yes. This is the way that space lesbians celebrate love.
Speaking of the German numbers it took to get here, can I shout out the donation that got us here?
Yes, of course.
$650 from Anonymous, who says, for dancen. Which, forgive me, I don't speak German, but I am told it translates to for dancing.
I see what you did there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's so generous of you.
Let's go, lesbians!
Let's go, lesbians!
Let's go!
And here we are. We found her.
We finally found her.
It was all worth it.
It was
Thank
worth
you so
it.
much, chat. We remembered our promise.
And with that, I hope you enjoyed my timeshare presentation. I hope everyone that bought a ticket to the whole train enjoys their stay on their designated day here in Rotfront and Nowhere. Once again, I'm BigScared. You can find me in the places as BigScared or I'm BigScared. I also want to give a shout out to my couch. Thank you both for joining me and being completely normal. I want to thank my Clock Tower team members, some of which you've seen here in the marathon and others who've been very supportive in other ways. Shout out to the Binary Breakers. If you watching this anywhere at any time are somewhere within, between, or outside the binary and you're into competitive gaming or the event scene, please get in touch. If you feel like you belong, you do, and I would love to talk more about it with you. Babs, take it away. Thank you so much for being a great host.